Greetings, everybody. It's me, Patricia Cori. Welcome to A Moment of Zen. And my topic today is co-creating the new earth, co-creating the new world. What does that look like? What does that look like from the perspective we're in now, where 1 year later, almost to the date, we're still walking around like mass marauders? And the ridiculous containment structures are still in place. Despotic maniacs are having a field day telling us where and when to fart, and enrolls the worst case scenario, of which many of you understand and many of you don't, and unfortunately will, as time proceeds, to be the Maxine, which is the ultimate statement of resignation. When you let somebody do this to you, not having a clue what's in it, just trusting that you have to have it because the alternative is worse. Not reading a label, not asking a question. Well, you know what? Good luck. So for those of you who are awake enough to understand that and are asking, so what do I do if they close everything down? What do we do when we're not allowed this or we're not allowed that? And some people are acquiescing simply because they think it's the easiest way out. No, it's not the easiest way out. The best way out, the best way to the future, to have a future, is to stand tall and say no. And that may mean you get restrictions. That may mean they make it harder to say no anyway. It's your life. It's the life of your children. It's your life we're talking about. So with this community of people who will say no, we may find, I'm going to be bold and brave here, we may find an extremely depopulated planet. I think we all get this drift. And excuse me for being, tough love mama bear here, but let's talk reality and let's look it in the eye. That's how I do. That's how I roll. Right now, I am seeing and delighted to see a lot of people starting to talk communities. And personally, I would never be able to live on a commune. That's not my style. But communities of people that are dedicating, like I am, to finding like-minded people who will build new towns. This is what's coming. Forget government. Forget it. It's show and tell time for the human race. You are going to have to put your big boy pants on. Oh, is that a gender identity problem? That's right. Big boy pants. It's a term. Get over it. And decide what you're going to do as far as community, as far as how you're going to have food. Let's talk the worst case scenario. That's what I love to do because it never happens. So when you've got this accumulation of fear and despair, because they sure paint that picture, and you think, oh my God, I won't be able to do anything. I'll be castrated. I won't be able to do it unless I take this. Maybe it's time to start talking to people that are like-minded and saying, why don't we unite and figure out a way that we will help each other build a community or a town or a village where we bring in people who have different talents. And not that we have to live in a communal living facility, but creating a town, a village. This is my plan. And I'm very excited to see that more and more people are thinking this way, because this is the new earth. This is the creation of, as Sasha Stone so eloquently says, a man of the soil. What does he say? The Atman, the man of the soil. And returning to the soil, to the earth, to the purity as much as we can, because we know there's been so much poisoning of our skies and soil. So what we've got to work with is to make it as good as we can, and to return to the earth, and to return to the simplicity. I've already started that by moving to where I moved. And you probably know me well enough to know my story, but for those who don't, I started out in the Bay Area. Talk about congestion and overpopulation. And at 33, I moved to Rome. Talk Talk about congestion and overpopulation. And finally, 4 years ago, I came to my island, and that was completely guided. It was so guided, it's almost ridiculous. It was the dolphins, and the Syrians just said, "This is where you're going to be." So here I am on this green, luscious island, and sunny skies and beauty. It's been a rough winter, I'll say that, but spring is here. And congratulations, by the way, it is the spring equinox, and this is why I chose this day to bring you this message. So I'm meeting and talking to a lot of people who are starting to think community, and it looks this way. So you rip yourself out of your comfort zone. Think of this. Think of the fact that the negative, we already can, to here we are with the negative about our situation right now. But the positive is they're teaching us that we can, in fact, work from home, right? Now everybody's working from home with their computers. And that is a very nice little deal, because that means you can reconnect yourself with the earth, move out of the city. And how long have I been coming to you with this message? Move away from urban, orchestrated insanity, deliberately orchestrated insanity. And start thinking, not only could I live in the country, could I really move myself to the country, but could you gather up talented people and build a village? And I don't mean physically build it. I mean create, build energetically a village. This village is comprised of like-minded people who want the best they can possibly create for themselves and for others. And it looks like some carpenters and some cooks and some bakers, some agricultural people, enough people that move into an environment that's close enough to each other that it can almost be considered a village. And oh my God, the power of that, the power of having talented people contributing. Did I say carpenters? I'm going to need a couple of them. And being in a position that whatever government decree comes in, there's some structure of unity, and in unity is power. So many people are so alone, feeling terribly alone. And when you hear that grade school children are saying they want to commit suicide because there's no reason to live, you realize it is time for the creation of the new earth. We've been through this, the despair part, the dark part, the takeover part, the totalitarian insanity part. Now it's time to get moving. I'm talking, now is the time to put on your big boy pants and make crucial decisions. I personally believe we've got about a year to be where we need to be. This is the new earth. Get where you need to be and start healing yourself, start healing the planet, start building new things, start loving the soil. For God's sakes. I'm so blessed that I have that here. I kind of jump start on everybody, but now the question is how to get more people to join in here. I've already got a name for my community. It's called Havenport. Havenport. And I will build this. I, together with wonderful people with vision, will build Havenport, and we will be safe. And safe, I mean, and we will nurture each other, and we will be fulfilled. And maybe we won't be enjoying some of the things that we had in the old earth, but when you realize that you can live simply, it takes time to recognize it. It's so much harder to gear down than it is to gear up. Gearing up, getting more, better job, nicer car, better pet. That's kind of a communal societal imposition. Gearing down, giving it up, the car doesn't matter. That's much more difficult, but that's what's coming. For many of us who are aware and awake, that is the new frontier. So how do we create it? Unity, baby. I have some people that are going to be coming to Havenport. We're going to build this place. And it may not be on this island. I'm not sure yet. But I know several people who know that this is the way that we need to create the new earth. Community living, sharing, raising the frequency. It's like being in quarantine all this time was our training for remembering that, yes, we do need people. We do need each other. And being imprisoned as we've been has served us to get out of the superfluous, to get away from the superficiality of our lives before. How are you? Oh, I'm great. How are you? Oh, I'm great. We'll have to get together for lunch. That time is over. Now it's, I really want to see you. I really want to hug you. My God. We're going deeper. And so thank you for this ridiculous situation for creating an atmosphere or a field, an energetic field where we are recognizing these things. We're realizing we don't need to go shopping. What are we going to do with it? All this consumer stuff. Well, we're going to wear it. We really are being taught a huge lesson during this ridiculous pandemic. And now it's time to get off of our assets and get to work. Creating this new world. It's, in some ways, I don't like to even call it the new world. It's a better world. It's a higher vibration. It's getting back to simplicity, using alternative energy. The government isn't going to do it. People are still waiting for the government to give us alternative energy. Are you kidding? Why in the world? Why in the world would a government that is comprised of predominantly corrupt individuals that are bought off by big everything want us to have free energy? People are still waiting for this to come. No. We got a glimpse at solar and then they just made that impossible. No. The free energy is us. We are the ones. We are the ones who will bring it forward. We are the ones who will create it. And we are the ones who will make it work. And that'll be for some small farms and small energy devices, and for others with great vision, the development of systems that work for neighborhoods and even cities. But we've got to get government out of our way. We have got to get back to the earth. So I want you to be thinking about this. What are your skills? Put it out there. What have you got to share? What could you contribute to a community? I personally can only live in a community if I've got my independence and my privacy, and then I come together with the others. And so what can I bring to them and what can we bring to each other to override the authority? And I'm not talking about a rebellion hideaway. I'm not talking about Waco. I'm talking about override the control the government has over you, because they tell us we can't live without them. They've got the cure, they've got the food, they've got the everything. The power, the energy, the money. It's changing. Can you feel it? Be a part of that change. Get to work now. Get out of complacency. Oh my God. If you can move, do it. Get into nature. And if you've got children, you know, their lives really depend on you. Parenting has a whole new paradigm. They literally need you to survive. Before we even get to, they need you for education, they need you for love, they need you to believe in life, They need you to survive. They're not breathing. I'm screaming. So I'm going to be talking more with people who are doing things like I am, and that's starting to create. And I am only at the beginning because I have some potential funds coming. And until those come, I'm kind of a bit handicapped at getting this started. But nonetheless, I'm thinking in this way. I know others who are thinking this way. I've got someone very interesting who's creating a community in northern Scotland. I've got another one who's creating a community in, of all places, the Canary Islands. And these are all, interestingly enough, on the Atlantis line with Azores somewhere in the middle. So how exciting is that? And you know, my message to you is in this time of so much despair and frustration and fear, the remembering that, oh my God, this is opportunity time. Complacency is no longer. You have got to take your life in your hands. You've got to take back your power. And you know, the buzz about I have to wear a mask or whatever. The bigger picture is at hand here, and that is how to get out of the urban areas. It is urgent. They want us corralled in the urban smart cities like rats in a trap. Easier to manage, easier to feed the poison, right? So now's the time, if you can do it, get into the country. And from the next step from that is, okay, how do I create community with like-minded individuals? This is the task before us now. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm very comfortable where I live. I have a beautiful home on this, which I built. I didn't physically build it, but I basically rebuilt what I had from scratch. And like I said, I got a little jump start here, but I don't have the community yet, and that's the next step. And if it comes to the moment where you can't fly or you can't go publicly, or there are always ways to get around everything. And I'm not talking about copping out or cheating or doing illegal things. I'm just saying there are always ways. When you have a vision that nothing can touch you, when your vision is nothing can harm you because you don't resonate to the fear, it won't. So hold up your shields. Think big. Get cracking. You came in for this, baby, and here you are. And you know, this common statement that we're starseeds, that we came in here to help. You came in this not just to help. You came here to test your might. You came here because one of the greatest challenges in the universe was unfolding on this planet. And you said, I'm in. So get to work. Stand up to it. And it will be down with the churches and down with the gurus and down with the local governments and down with it all. And in its place will be communities, self-serving communities of people that know how to live and share. And I'm not being some kind of optimistic utopian. I'm talking, this is within our reach very now. It's time to build your community. Community living, community sharing, sharing from community to community, and slowly making the governments irrelevant. This is the new earth. Humanity rises, and we will be less because how many millions of people have taken their vaccine? We will be less. They've got the agenda. And if that doesn't work, they'll come up with something else. Just don't let it touch you. Feel the power of being human. That's my message for today. Feel the power of your humanity. Recognize it. Visualize it. And know that nothing can harm you if you don't allow it in. So watch your thoughts. Watch what you resonate with. Watch what you repeat. Watch what gets you angry and upset. Move on. It's time to put on the big overhauls here and get to work. We have a country to rebuild. We have a planet to rebuild. You ready? This is Patricia Cori, wishing you immense power and strength and sending you love. Take care.